Hello class, today's lesson is 8-3 in your textbook titled Special Products of Polynomials. So we've been doing a lot of multiplication of polynomials where we have x's and y's and numbers, and if I was going to multiply in parentheses x plus 2 times x plus 2, something that we learned was FOIL. So I would do the first two terms, that's going to be x squared. O stands for outside, so I would do this x times 2, so that's plus 2x. I stands for inside, so 2 times x is another 2x. And then the last ones I would do as well. 2 times 2 is 4. And I forgot the x there. And then I would simplify it, and I would see, oh, I have x squared plus 4x plus 4. And that would be my final answer. Well, I'm going to show you 3 different tricks for some special products that you don't need to do FOIL. If you just follow the rule, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So let me show you the very first rule, and I'll have an example for it as well. So rule number 1 says if I have something, let's just say it's A, plus something else, which is B, and it's squared, then there's a specific rule for it. And that's exactly what I have up here. I have x plus 2, so this is kind of like my a plus b, times another x plus 2. So really it's like it's being squared. And if I was going to multiply it all the way out, it's going to look something like this up above. So the rule is a squared, so whatever that first term is, squared, plus 2 times a times b plus b squared. So I have the first term that's being squared, the last term that's being squared, and in the middle I multiply both of them and I multiply them by 2. So this is rule number 1. It's really, really easy. So I have something like that right here, x plus 5 squared. So what am I going to do? I'm going to square the first term. I'm going to also square the last term, so 5 squared is 25. And then in the middle, I'm going to do 5 times x, which is 5x, multiply it by 2, and I get 10x, and I'm done. See how easy that was? Very nice rule. Rule number 2 is very similar, except it has a minus sign in the middle. Okay, so a minus b, and all of that is going to be squared. It's going to look almost the same. I'm going to square that first term. I'm also going to square the last term. But in the middle, instead of adding 2ab, I'm going to subtract 2ab in there. And this is going to complete rule number 2. It's a little cheat sheet. It's pretty awesome. So over here, I kind of have something like that. I said 2x minus 3 in parentheses, and we're going to square that. So first I'm going to square 2x. So 2x times 2x gives me 4x squared. Okay, I just like going to the last term. 3 squared is 9, so in the end I'm going to add 9. Then I'm going to multiply both of these. 2 times x times 3 is 6x. Multiply by 2, I get 12x, and I'm going to subtract it. So 12x, and I'm done. Pretty awesome. All right, one more rule. Sometimes you might have what looks like it's almost the same, a plus b, but then I have a minus b when I'm going to multiply it. This one is awesome. All that it is the first term, squaring it, and subtracting the last term and squaring that. And that completes rule number 3. So over here, I have 3x plus y times 3x minus y. So all I do is I take my first term, which is 3x, and I square it. That's going to be 9x squared. Then I'm going to subtract whatever the second term is being squared, so y squared. And I'm done. This is it for our lesson today. It's so awesome, really easy. It's going to help you out if you can just remember these 3 rules. So what I have prepared for you are 3 on your own problems that I'd like you to do, and come back to class with them and any questions that you might have. So I'll see you tomorrow.